Spreadsheets and Word documents can make financial decisions feel dull fast. Rows of numbers, dense paragraphs, and long explanations don't exactly make timing differences jump off the page. But money moves over time, and if we want to understand it clearly, we need a way to see it. So how do we depict financial transactions in a way that's concise, visual, and not boring? When we analyze money that moves over time, we use something called a cash flow diagram. A cash flow diagram is a visual representation of the magnitude and timing of money flowing in and out of an investment. Imagine a horizontal line stretched across your page. That line represents time, usually divided into years. At different points along that line, you draw vertical arrows. An upward arrow means money coming in, a positive cash flow. A downward arrow means money going out, a negative cash flow. The arrows are placed exactly where the cash flow occurs, and although their lengths can roughly suggest size, perfect scaling usually isn't necessary. Most importantly, the diagram is always drawn from the investor's perspective. If you pay money, it's negative. If you receive money, it's positive. Picture this. At year 0, you invest $6,000. That's a downward arrow at the start of the timeline. Now you're offered two alternatives. In the first alternative, you receive $3,000 at the end of year 1, $3,000 at the end of year 2, and $3,000 at the end of year 3. In the second alternative, you receive $3,000 at the end of year 2, $3,000 at the end of year 3, and $3,000 at the end of year 4. The total amount received is identical in both cases. The only difference is that the cash inflows in the first alternative occur 1 year sooner. That difference in timing is everything. Because of compounding, money received earlier has more value than money received later. Compounding means earning interest not only on your original principal, but also on the interest that is already accumulated. When you receive money sooner, it has more time to grow. When you delay receiving it, you give up a year of growth. This is one of the core principles of the time value of money, or TVOM. Once you draw the cash flow diagram for both alternatives, the preference becomes visually obvious. The first alternative places those positive arrows closer to today, and that shift alone makes it more attractive. Cash flow diagrams are powerful for more than just comparison. They are communication tools. A well-drawn diagram clearly shows how much money moves, when it moves, and in which direction. Even someone without formal training in economic analysis can look at the timeline and understand the structure of the transaction. The diagram also helps reveal patterns. For example, equal payments spaced evenly over time form what is known as a uniform series. When you see 3 identical $3,000 inflows occurring 1 year apart, the pattern immediately signals which time value formulas apply. In engineering economy, we typically assume end-of-period cash flows unless told otherwise. That means payments occur at the end of each year. If a payment happens at the beginning of a period, you can think of it as occurring at the end of the previous one. This consistent timing keeps the analysis clean and avoids confusion, especially when compounding is involved. Overall, cash flow diagrams force you to define the timeline, assign the correct signs, and recognize meaningful patterns. Most errors in economic analysis happen before the math even begins. If the picture is wrong, the calculation will be wrong. But if the picture is clear, the math becomes straightforward. We will dive deeper into single and multiple uniform and irregular cash flows in our upcoming videos. If you found this explanation helpful, consider liking and subscribing. If you want to learn more about comparing investments, check out the linked playlists. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.